All right. Hey everyone, what is up? Happy Monday. Happy new kickoff to a new week. And I hope you guys all had an amazing Mother Day weekend. All right. So, see everybody's smiling faces, right? Okay. So, anyways, I wanted to hop on this call tonight and talk a little bit about confidence and also some things that could possibly help you guys grow your business to where you expect it to be, where you want it to be, and hopefully help shed some light on just some things that I feel like are so powerful. And these are things that you probably already heard. They're things that you're going to continuously hear over and over and over again. And the reason why is because it's going to be a constant battle. Okay, so number one, mindset's going to be a constant battle all the time. And that's why it's a vital behavior, right? So if we're not doing personal development every single day, you're pretty much dead in your business. It's that impactful. And I mean, I could go into the way that I think in biblical standards as far as things for me. Just like we talk about taking up the cross every single day and nailing our flesh to that cross, because it's a battle every day. It's not something that you do once and you're like, hey, everything's going to be good. I read one book. I'm going to be motivated for the rest of my life. It's good. Same way with our flesh, just the same way. Like you're going to fight against it. You're on a battlefield. So you guys can either, I know it's like an old wise tale or something where they talk about the two dogs and stuff, right? The positive and the negative. And they talk about how if these two dogs were in battle, which one would win? And it's the one that you feed, right? So if you're going to feed all this positive stuff into you through your mindset, through personal development, with what you're watching, with what you're listening to, that dog's going to win. Versus the one that's going to sit there and tell yourself that you can't do this, that you're not good enough, that you could never be like X, Y, and Z, that you're not in the right area, that, all this stuff. So anyways, I want to tap into a couple things here, but first, let me tell you this. I had a call with our corporate, or I should say my central corporate dude, Robbie, and he was talking with me and he's like, I can't remember what his name is. He's like, but I was on Instagram and here's this guy that is I think he's a personal trainer, and he charges $800 for, I don't know if it's like 4 or 6 or 8 weeks, whatever it may be, but $800 for his services and it's a meal plan. It's a meal plan directed towards them. $800, and he has a waiting list. A waiting list. So when you think about this for a second, and there's other things that you probably have popping up in your mind, and you probably know where I'm going with this though. But if people will pay $800 for an 8-week nutritional, menu for them or diet plan for them, what's the difference from what you guys are doing? And the thing is that that's where it comes down to being confident, knowing the value, and the value it doesn't just come from what our products are, but it comes from who you are. It comes from what you can provide for someone. And if you truly believe in yourself that you've got something that you can offer someone that's valuable and important, you're going to look at what we have to offer as pretty dang cheap, because I personally think it is. I just was talking with someone today, or the other day. It was the other day. I'm actually getting a call set up, and I will have you guys listen to me through this voice message, because I use voice memos all the time. But she pretty much asked me, she's like, hey, is there any sort of deal up for the 21-day fix? And I'm like, no. I'm like, but right now we have a promotion going on where if you're going to get a challenge pack, they did the 21-day fix, 21-day fix extreme in live time. So it's like a $40 value. But I just started talking with because for one, I don't go into this being like, oh my goodness, she wants to find a deal. I'm going to go ahead and get her in a sale. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. My thing is, this girl wants to work out. I wonder why she wants to work out. So that's going to be my next thing as far as what her goals are. But I pretty much just, I'll pull it up. I have to figure out who this was again. Give me a second here. I invited a lot of people today. And now I can't remember what her name is. Hence of writing it down. And I know I have it written down somewhere. I just don't know where. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I can't think of it right off the top of my head now. I don't know if John has anything to talk about here for a second while I pull this up. This is gonna drive me nuts. Okay, here we go. You guys will have to tell me if you can hear this. I don't like listening to myself either, but that's okay.
Hey, darling. So, first off, happy Mother's Day. And second, so right now, what we have going on for our promotion is they just actually kicked off a live 21-day fix and a live 21-day fix extreme. So they pretty much taped each day. And it was real time when they did it or whatever, but what's nice is that even though that you might be doing some of the same workouts, it's a different video every time, which is cool. It's kind of like the 80-day obsession. So anyone who gets a challenge pack this month gets those two programs that they can stream for free. It's like a $40 value.
It's my real voice. It's just me. It's not like I'm trying to rush anything.
Anyways, one of the things that I was going to say is I'm not sure what type of a deal you're looking for and everything, but I really do believe that with the $99 for the full year with all the programs is super cheap. And I was just talking with a girl the other day about it too, because, she's like, I got set up for this and I realized how, it's actually pretty cheap. And I'm like, I know. I'm like, when I look back, I paid $160 for Insanity alone. And then I bought Shakeology by itself, which was $130. And then I had to the coach startup fee was like $39.99. And then every time that a new DVD came out, we were purchasing new DVDs and it was $160. They didn't have like the challenge packs or anything like that. So when you really start to break it down, so in a challenge pack, it's $160, right? And I know that sometimes it's like, oh man, $160, like, because we just automatically think, first off, we're paying that upfront, right? So yes, it can be a bigger chunk of change for a lot of people right off the bat. But if you think about it for a second here, normally The Beachbody On Demand is $99 for the year. Okay. That's way cheaper than any gym membership. You have access to all of the programs, so you're always being able to switch it up and do whatever works best in the season that you're in for a full year. Second, you can either get Shakeology or the Performance line. So that's going to either help you with cravings, or you're going to be able to, and it's also going to fuel your body with proper nutrition, or you can have the Energize and Recover, which will get you kickstarted in the workout. All right, that last one didn't send, and I was not sure where it left off at. But anyways, like I said something about like the shaker cup. I don't know if that was in the previous one or if it was in the one that I was just talking about. Those are like $10 at Walmart. But then the biggest thing is that you're replacing a meal if you get Shakeology. So you have to think about the things like, okay, do I have a hard time eating breakfast and I just skip it, which is totally horrible for us? Do I go out to eat for lunch? And if I do, how much do I spend? Because that can replace your meal and probably help save money and also help you with keeping healthy. You know what I mean? So breaking that down to be like, okay, I'm going to replace one meal a day. So I actually am that $160 I'm investing. I also have to look at it that it's taking out money out of my grocery budget because I'm replacing a meal. Does that help?
So anyways, it was nothing to me. It didn't even sound like this was at night. And at night, I don't feel like I have the best brain power. I just don't. I'm not very, and I didn't feel very energetic, but what I was talking to her was just real and raw, because it is like when I think about the amount of money that I paid for stuff and the fact that people are complaining for $160 on what they get, that's ridiculous. So don't just, I literally don't put up with it. I just don't. Like, there's no way. Same as a girl at the gym today. She's like, oh, my husband, thinks that it's probably like this. I'm like, girl, if you're not running the business, what's it matter? I'm like, your spouse is in the military. So, we can, that coach fee or whatever you want to call it, you could call it a membership fee, where same as like Sam's, it's just a club membership. You don't have to do that. And then you get the discounts because she's like, I see people call it unicorn crack. I'm like, nope, no, it's liquid gold, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, I really, really hate when people call it crack. Unicorn mommy crack, just not really. I don't think it's a very good name for it. So just saying, if you want to say unicorn juice, whatever, but still. So anyways, my thing is I just went to her and told her specifically what I think and what I feel. And as you guys can tell, it wasn't something that I felt forced. It wasn't something that I was like, well, I really think it's expensive. So like, I'm just going to say you guys can tell it's just genuine. It's just me being like, dude, this is cheap. Like, you're going to have something for the rest of the year for whatever season you're in. You're going to get this. Shaker cups are $10 alone. Come on. Like, really, at Walmart, they're like $10 or more alone. Take that out. Like, let me break this down for you. I didn't even say anything about the accountability group or anything yet. And you know what she said after those 4 things? I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says, oh, wait. Let's see. Is it going to be nice? Probably not. Wait. Okay, that's probably backwards. Okay, sounds good. I will sign up. Will you be my coach? That was simple, right? I'm just saying, when you guys are confident in what we have and how it is cheap, and you keep telling yourself that, because I really think that it should be a lot more expensive than what it is. That's just my personal, as far as like the Beachbody On Demand. I mean, we have access to the best trainers. Nutritionists help create, they created this nutrition for each of the programs. Like, everything was created to work in the way that it works. And then when you add in the accountability group, when you add in keeping them posted, when you add in like checking in on them and stuff like that, that's a huge, huge thing. Because in all reality, a lot of the people that sign up that don't succeed in it, they're not in the accountability groups. They fall out of the accountability groups. It's just, it sucks because I'm like, it's number one, it's mindset. It is totally mindset. I just got done talking with another girl. She's in our group. She's doing workouts. I just messaged her today. I was like, hey, how's food in the workouts going? Not worth a crap. I got off track and totally shot it in the butt, trying to get back on track, really sucking at it. I'm like, well, why'd you want to get on track in the first place? I am back to not being able to breathe or move, tired of being ugly and heavy. I'm like, first off, you're not ugly. That's a lie from the pit of hell, so you better shut your mouth. Then she said, I start off strong, then something knocks me down, and I give up and struggle to keep going. I'm like, second, and so obviously this is a girl who I know, who I've been working with for how long here, but I was like, second off, breaking the stronghold in your life now in Jesus' name. I'm like, what knocked you down this time? And do you anticipate it? Because I feel like that's what a lot of people do. They're like, well, I know I'm going to get this thing, and then all of a sudden these things are going to come up in my life, and then I end up just, then I fail, and then I do this, and then I do that. And people that envision something going to happen in their life and go wrong in their life, it's going to go wrong in their life. I don't care what you want to call it. You want to call it the universe. You want to call it the enemy. You want to call it like scientific visualizing, whatever. That's what it is. If you visualize and anticipate something going to happen bad in your life, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. Just saying. So she said, work, always work. And I'm like, okay, so let me ask you this. Are you going to have work for the rest of your life? So if you can't change your work, if you can't just drop your job and leave your job and never work at your work, what is going to make a change? It's a choice, you guys. It is a huge mindset, and it's a choice. I struggle with breaking this habit. I was just talking to a girl about this. When I get home from work, I'm literally drained. I'm ready to shut down. I have my alarm clock set up early and to spend time with God, and then I hit the snooze button every time I do that. Put your alarm across the room. That's what I told her. I'm giving this girl direction because, for one, people, this is simple. It is simple. Losing weight is simple. The reason it's hard is because people fall into this trap of needing immediate satisfaction, right? It's this whole, what Rachel Hollis talks about it. I don't know if you've read it or not or listened to it because it's more directed towards women, but she talks about a cue, an action, and a reward. So what ends up happening is something triggers a reaction that gives you a reward, right? So let's say we're on this health and fitness journey. All of a sudden I get ticked off, and that triggers me to want to lead into eating something sweet, right? Because guess what? It's going to make me feel great. I'm going to have an immediate satisfaction, an immediate reward, and it's going to feel awesome. So guess what? I go and have an ice cream. And all of a sudden I am happy. I'm excited. Like I just treated myself. I feel good. And then 15 minutes later, I'm back on the track where I'm like, you are so dumb. You are so stupid. Why did you ruin your whatever? Why did you do that? I can't believe you did that. You know what? You might as well go eat one or two of those cookies now, because you just triggered another thing of where you're all of a sudden ticked off, you're depressed, whatever. So it cues you to do another thing, right? So now you're like, well, I ate this. So then all of a sudden you feel great because you just had a cookie and you haven't had a cookie in like 2 months. And you feel great until about 15 minutes later, and this whole cycle starts over again. That's the same with this business. You know, like the thing is that usually the things that will provide you with benefits are going to be, they're not going to be right there. They're not going to be immediate. They're not going to show up right away. It's going to be something that you work hard for. It's going to be something that's going to take time. And the thing is that you'll never, ever, 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 ever be able to quit how you feel. There's going to be things that come up in your life that are going to knock you down. There's going to be things that come in your life that are going to maybe bring depression in your life or make you feel sad. There's going to be things in your life where you want to celebrate. There's going to be things in your life that come up, and you can't change that. But what you can change is what you do about it. Your action, your reaction to it. So instead, when you're getting ticked off, when you're getting upset, and you feel like, oh, well, I'm just going to treat myself then. That's when you go and kick your workout in, right? No, I'm going to take this off of my workout. Why? Because I know that it's going to make me feel better. Whereas if I go grab for that cookie, it's going to suck. Like, I'll feel good right away, but in the long run, it's really not going to help me out. Same way with this business, you guys. There's going to be things that are going to come about. You know, going through a divorce, going through this, going through that, going through losing a loved one. You have the ability to be like, hey, I'm going to keep showing up. Why? Because for one, I'm worth it. And for two, so is everybody else that I'm helping. That doesn't mean that you have to be there and be like, oh, I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing this, like whatever. But shutting everything off because we feel that we just had something crazy in our life happen. People all over have those same things that go on. And it's the one that look at those things that are going on in their life that are like, you know what? This is not going to define me. This is not going to take over my life. I'm not going to let this completely ruin me. Those are the ones that you will see successful in their life. You can't let those things affect you, right? So you have to find what triggers you to shut down, like where, you know what? You don't want to do your daily stuff. You don't want to do this or that. Well, why are you a coach? Why are you an influencer? And so that brings me to a few things here that when you are on your social media, when you are sharing about your stuff, there's going to be 4 things that in a given day, there should be something that I should be able to hear about. So number 1, where was your life before this change? Where was your life before you became a coach? And it really depends on what you guys are going to be directing this to. But if you're looking to build a team, which will bring you the residual income of this, then you're going to need to talk about the coaching aspect. You know, I mean, the thing is that you will, helping people get results will usually bring on great coaches. So if you have someone where you are focusing on the health and fitness, that's where if you dial them in, you get them results, they obviously are going to fall in love with the products. They're going to make great coaches. But even then, where was your life before you started getting healthy and fit, before you started this whole thing? I should be able to look in over your post or in your stories and be able to find one of these 4 things. Where were you before you made this change? Why are you a coach? How do you help others? That's one of the biggest things that I think coaches miss all the time. I do. Like, you might share, hey, this can help you change your life. Or like, hey, join, you know, we talk about joining our challenge groups. We have these little stories of, hey, how do you deal with X, Y, and Z? And I'm assuming you guys send them messages on the side and stuff like that. But I specifically talk to people about how my life has changed. And one of the biggest things is me finding the Lord through this business and how I want to help people break this chain of food addiction off, to break the thing of worrying about abs and worrying about getting a six pack unless that's what you want. But I just want people to understand why food was created to fuel your body, and your body was created to do the thing that God called you to do. That's my personal opinion. And if you can't physically take care of yourself, you're never going to be able to be anything for anyone. So I want people to fall in love with who they are as a person right now, look at themselves with confidence and grow in love, but take care of who they are and fuel themselves, because we weren't here for our own entertainment. We weren't created for our own entertainment purposes. And just anyways, I'm sure you guys have seen the stories and stuff like that. But so how can I help people? Well, I want to help women fall in love with who they are and realize that they are beautiful just the way that they are, and they can grow to become even better. And I don't even want to say better, because I try to word that around differently, because I don't want them to think that they're whatever, but I want them to grow from strength to strength, faith to faith, and glory to glory. Number 4 is, where am I going as a coach? Where are you going as an influencer? This is another one that a lot of people don't talk about. The National Wake Up Call was really great. If you listen to it today, where she was giving the example of, like, she was like, I was just excited. So I went and messaged my friend and I was like, hey, I don't really know what I'm doing here, but I just signed up as a coach. I'm going to get healthy and fit, and I'm going to grow a business with this. You want to do it with me? Like, she was, that's what she did. And that's how she got a couple of her first coaches. Like, that's how simple it was for her. She was just like, this is what I'm going to do. You want to do it with me? So those 4 things, and how you run your social media, is going to be so important. But like I said, number 1 is that mindset and that confidence. And then it's going to be, are you expressing and sharing those things? Are you being genuine and real? Are you looking at every situation like, it doesn't matter if they sign up or not, it's not going to affect me, because I'm here to serve other people. I'm not here to just serve this business as a whole. And that's the same way with the coaches and everything. Like, I'm trying to be like, all right, who can I serve? I know what most of your guys' plans are and things that you want to do. So I have to learn how to, because I can tell you, I've been frustrated kind of this year as far as things go, just because I know you guys have this heart to do X, Y, and Z, or you want to retire your spouse, or you want to get out of the current job that you're getting. And I'm like, well, what am I not doing as a leader in order to help them? Because it isn't about me. This isn't about me having you guys grow so I can make more of an income. This is about me seeing you guys with these dreams and goals that you guys have. And I'm like, why can't I help them do this? What's going on? And so unless I can directly work with you one-on-one, I don't know. It's going to come down to your confidence and mindset, what you're putting out in your posts and your stories. And then the next thing would be really focusing on, well, how are you inviting? And when you get an invite, when you get a response back, how are you responding back to them? What does that look like for you? Are you staying plugged into the team? Are you staying plugged into the challenge group? Are you utilizing the different tools that we have, like our coach sneak peek that's going on already? Have you commented on people's stuff in the challenge group, whether they're yours or whether they're your people or not? If you're a part of that group, I mean, I would want more than one person to tell me that I'm doing good every single day. And hey, it's the same person. It's my coach. Cool. But there's like, how many other people in this group? And I see them post, but they're not going to comment. So those are just some things to think about when you can show up every single day And I get it. I get that we all have lives. I get that we all have things that go on. But I would rather serve other people than I would to watch and binge on Netflix or have even people ask me all the time, what do you do for you? I take care of my kids. My me time is spending the time with the Lord so I can know how to serve people better. So spending time with the Lord, my personal development, but all the things that I usually do is with my kids in my household, with teaching my classes, focusing on my certification right now, and this business. I did paint this weekend because I had no kids, so I took like an hour or two to paint. That was like the first time in I don't even know how long. And it's because I feel like I'm wasting the gifts and talents that God has given me if I'm not helping other people. If I can't, if I'm not serving people, what am I doing? What will that Netflix show really do for my life in the long run? Besides provide entertainment and give money to, yeah, they worked hard for their gifts and talents, but I mean, think about that for a second. You know, my kids and I, yeah, we'll watch a movie and stuff, but I try to stick, like, we'll play board games and we'll do different things like that. But then for me, it's how can I serve people? Because there are so many people out there every single day, and I'm sure you guys see it, and it's heartbreaking to hear how depressed people are, to hear how stressed they are, to hear the things that come out of their mouth, to have people feel like there's no purpose, to have people just there's so much that's going on in people's lives and in their mind, and I'm like, man, why? Like, although my life is crazy and insane and I've gone through some really crazy stuff, as have everybody else that I know, I've got joy. Sometimes I get a little heated and pissed off and not a lot of patience at sometimes, but I really have peace and joy in my life, and I'm really thankful for what I do have. And I want more people to experience that. I know I kind of just rambled a whole lot, but like I said, I mean, really when it comes to it, figure out how you can serve people and be confident in what we have to offer, and then show up every single day. Make it a decision to just do it, you know? The whole start and stop and losing momentum and this and that only hurts you, and you'll get burnt out the same way as if you just focus on retail, which you can. I'm not saying that it's not a bad thing, because really when you're starting and you don't have a team, that's where your income will come from, is helping people get started on their health and fitness and helping them get results so that they love it and they want to continue on with it, because we have amazing products. But how can you serve people who feel like there's no purpose, who hate their job, that are frustrated to ends meet, that are in different situations that the business could provide for them? I don't know if you guys have questions or not, but just, you know, remember, like I said, that guy on that Instagram, you know, $800 in a waiting list. There's so many other things that people pay huge money for that aren't going to benefit their life, or that will only provide an immediate satisfaction for. And yet you can provide something that's life-changing. And that's powerful. So, any last thoughts or questions or anything? Otherwise, we can wrap this call up. We good? All right. Well, thank you guys for hopping on. I hope you guys have an amazing night. And, you know, if you guys want to share in the sneak peek, please feel free to go ahead and do that. I'm trying to have videos 5 minutes or less, just because I want to make sure that we're providing them with powerful, impactful information of how your life has changed in a short period of time. And I know it's hard to do sometimes because we've got a lot to talk about and a lot to share, but go ahead and hop over there, share it in there whenever you want, go live, and just be you. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night and a blessed night, and we'll see you later.